now recording.
Welcome to Now Recording. I'm Matt Pitt. That's Toxic Piplop. That's Beavers. Mickey Mitch should be joining us soon. We have not heard from Core lately, so maybe he will be here. Maybe he won't. We're here.
Maybe he finally jumped.
I don't know. Maybe. We're here to talk about feminism in the commentary community. That is a here we go. That is an aspect of the conversation now with what has happened. Hi, Mickey. How's it going?
Hi. Hi. What's going on?
We're very spontaneous podcast.
We were trying. So, for context, we recorded an episode last night with two guests that were supposed to have like a all-out, drag-out debate, and it turned out they were just really friendly with each other.
Yeah, it's pretty gay.
And it went nowhere. Literally, the podcast went nowhere. So we're not going to be uploading that one unless we have to. So we need to make up for it. And we were thinking about doing a live stream with talking about the Jesska Pizzle stuff and the feminism stuff and all that. But there's also some other plans with a live stream, a member stream, where we're going to do like a Shop on the Point tier list with all the people in the server. So we decided to just do this recording right now. I got about 50 minutes before I got to go on Dead on Dave's show. Just something real quick, kind of similar to what we did with the Tomato Man thing, and talk about Jesska Pizzle.
You just got to name him every episode, Matt. You're going to drive these people
insane. All right, boys, I have a problem.
What?
Oh, God.
My monitor won't turn on.
Well, that's good. It's an audio podcast. So
yeah. I'm glad you
All right, well, you guys discuss feminism, and I'm going to be a man and fix this myself.
What?
Cool. You're the one who has the most talking points.
This is your fight, Beavers.
You're literally the one who has the talking points here. You're the one who has
You literally started it, Beavers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to fix my monitor.
All right, well, I'll fucking talk for 10 minutes.
There we go. Attaboy.
I'm guessing he's fixed his monitor. All right, so the situation
was talking to you.
Fuck off. All right, so the issue with Jesska Pizzle, right? She came on our podcast and she wanted to talk to Salvo about the issue with the donations that she won on Fireball, and Beavers interrupted her. Very, not even that bad. Just said a couple words and she flipped out on him, and it turned into a whole thing. And she left, and me and Toxic and Beavers were forced to do the podcast with Salvo to try and kill time, to try and figure out what we were going to do. To which we finished the podcast by ending it with Tipster. And then I went on Xylie's stream because Jesska had DM'd Xylie her side of the story. So I went on Xylie's stream to provide my side of the story. And it turned into a back and forth that got a little heated, in which I said something of the nature like, Jesska, I really enjoy being around you. I think you're fun to talk to, but sometimes you're so fucking difficult to talk to. And then she started crying.
It's like any other woman, they're all the same. And now that's why they're all angry.
Yeah, she started crying. When I started talking, I heard her and I thought she was laughing. I thought she was going to be like, haha, you're right. I am difficult to talk to, lol. No, and then she just started fucking just going full, like, ugly cry. And it was very difficult to listen to. It was very awkward. It turned very awkward. And I probably would have been this probably would have been the talking point of a lot of streams if it wasn't for Xylie going off on Salvo later on. So thank you to Xylie. But yeah. When it came to the whole situation, it kind of died down from there. But, and then I actually talked to Mickey Mitch. You can fill me in. I went on your stream with Jesska, right? Hello?
Yes.
So would you like to talk about what you guys talked about on stream?
Oh, well, it was mostly, she mostly talked to Paradox. And Paradox was basically saying, like, well, what do you want? What is it that you want? Kind of like in the notebook.
And there was a phrase called,
what the fuck do you want?
There was a phrase, pound of flesh, where he's like, do you want your pound of flesh? and that's
What?
It's like a metaphor for if I'm not going to get my money, and it's not the principal thing. I want some sort of accountability, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. Am I right there, Mitch?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, the phrase "pound of flesh," that's what it kind of turned into. And then Jessica and I kind of had a small talk, very calm, very amicable, and we went our separate ways. And she put out a tweet saying I had nothing to do with making her cry. It was simply circumstances, and I was fine with that. And then she tweeted out the next day that this was about feminism, that this was about women not being women, people passing boundaries towards women, and women getting angry, and if they spurg, they're unhinged, and if men spurg, they're autists, and it's not the same, and it can't be comparable. And I just 100% disagree with that take, because in my opinion, if let's say you take a Smaggle, right?
Yeah.
Let's say he goes on stream with somebody, and he's getting in like this blood sport, right? And he's going back and forth, and he starts blabbering, crying. You know, similar to what,
that. That'd be great.
Similar to what Jessica did, right? He starts crying, and tears are coming down, and he's like doing he can't breathe, and like he's like having a hard time talking, and he would get dragged all through the community, right? There would be streams on him. He would be on thumbnails. There would be tweets. It would be clips. It would be a meme. Anytime he would come on a stream, someone would play the soundbite. He would probably be talked about. That situation would be talked about for at least a year.
Not only that, but people wouldn't hold back either. Like, some people held back when they would play Jessica's clip, and half the people at the end would be like, "Oh fuck, we shouldn't have played that. Oh, that was so awkward." But if it was a guy,
Oh god,
that wouldn't happen at all.
if Matt even said this, right? I can't remember who he said it to. If I was on that fucking stream and Jessica Pizzle started crying the way that she did, I would have had so much fun.
Did you fix your monitor yet?
No, that's the other thing. I needed a way to segue. It's a problem with the actual cables, so I need to go find an extension to run it to a different cable because I think something blew.
How convenient.
Bro.
You read the
Anyway, Matt,
instruction
take it
manual?
away. You're doing great.
That's it.
Beavers, this is your fight.
This is your fight. This is it. This is your
What do you
chance.
want me to do?
Yeah, you only got
Talk
to say
right now.
two words
Dude.
before she ran off, so now you get to say all of the words.
Yeah.
But no, you need to go fix
Okay,
your monitor
keep talking-
so that you
keep
can look at
talking
some
for
pictures
5
of
more
us.
minutes.
When
Keep
we can
talking
hear
for
you,
5
you
more
can hear
minutes.
us, and it's all being recorded. Your monitor is kind of irrelevant right now. Focus.
I can. I
Like
know
you're having, like you're like the kind of guy that's having sex with a woman. Like, hold on, baby, the TV's not working. I need to be watching TV while I'm fucking.
You may be okay with your mic being crap, but
All
I
right,
am
fix
not.
your monitor. I can kill time.
Thank you.
How many episodes of you came on here with the bad mic?
Toxic. I am
Fix your
far more
monitor.
concerned about
Fix
my
your
computer
fucking
now than I am
monitor.
about your
Fix your
fucking
fucking
podcast. Leave me
monitor.
alone.
Fix your fucking monitor. Thank you.
Hey, you said
All
my
right.
mic.
So, Jessica Pizzle tweeted out, "The men in this community will never understand what Xylee was saying here. But ask Liana, Abby, me, her, Paige, Stardust, ask even the ones I went after, Steffi, Ashers, AP. They have a different story for the reaction from the community than Smaggle, Blacks, Augie, etc. They can spurg, and it's trolling, epic, tism, etc. We spurg, and it's crazy, unhinged, etc. I hate to sound like a femoid, but as the lefties are pushing me to the right,
Oh boy.
this community is pushing me towards feminism."
That made me want to hang myself.
Yeah, so she put that. Now let me be clear. She soft blocked me after the whole conversation, and so I can't see her tweets. She's privated, but I was sent screenshots about it, and she obviously was going back and forth with Nicholas Diorio and Xylee, who Xylee does not agree with her. But at some point, I saw the tweet, and then I put out a tweet of my own. I got gotta find it real quick.
But while you do, right? She listed off a bunch of people, right? And in there was Boblex. Didn't Nick make Boblex cry?
Yes, Nick made
Wasn't
Boblex.
Yeah,
that
but he has
memed on?
autism, so it's fine.
Well, my point, right? Is didn't everyone meme on him for a while, and then it eventually kind of died out?
Yeah,
Like
it was
references.
like a
That's what-
meme
she's
for
just-
a year. Yeah,
She's in like the big moment right now. She just has to get through it. And like a week from now, it'll be over. And now
Right.
there's like all these women podcasts that are forming. Well, guess what? Liana was the trendsetter, but
Yeah.
that never happened, unfortunately.
I tweeted out, I think the women in the community should just start a podcast together. They would then have a open source to provide content on all the issues they have. That Box to Wine podcast was pretty decent for the 2 episodes they did. Box to Wine was a podcast with about 10 women on there, I think.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it was a lot of women. But it was that they did the Channy and the Zell episodes, and that was like their big
Wait,
thing.
was it anybody cute? Like who was it?
It was like all the women in the community. Like
Sounds great.
yeah, like all the women in the community. So I also tweeted, I know Xylee Gets Real was working on something, but Jessica Pizzle should do something too. There's so many options. At Leia something, Nugget, Eva, Zip Zap, a lot of personalities with different viewpoints. Y'all think women aren't getting a fair shot, or you think women should be platformed more in this community? Then provide the platform.
Yeah.
Now, Jessica responded to this, and again, I didn't get to see it, but I was sent screenshots. She said, the issue isn't about being able to make content. I don't see how making a podcast solves the issue of when men get angry over their boundaries being crossed, there is clear imbalance of support, as when women in this community do it.
Wait,
This
what?
this answer reads to me like, if you don't like it, make your own community. And it's only been several hours, but from the comments and DMs, it's clear the men don't see an issue with the women. The women are resigned to, it's not fair, but that's the way it is.
Most of that didn't make sense. But that one line, what was the one line about men and boundaries? What? Can you read that again? That one line.
Let's see. Is it the first one that I read? The issue isn't about being able to make content. I don't see how making a podcast solves the issue of when men get angry over the boundaries being crossed. There is clear imbalance of support as when women in the community do it.
What? We make fun of Tipster all the time.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but have you seen his tits? Like he kind of he could.
Yeah, he's like pushing trans, right? But it's like not
Yeah.
there yet. He's like kind of yeah. He's got to work on his voice a little bit.
We should do a tipster lined up. We line up a whole bunch of tits. One of them's tipsters, and see if you can identify which one is him.
She also tweets, and if the men of the community can't see the issue, then they are resigned women. The issue, then the resigned women are right. It's not fair, but it is what it is, in quotations. And Matt is right. If you don't like it, make your own space. But is that really the right answer? Or is that the only answer because the men say so? Xylee responds, but you know what, Jessica? In your own space, nobody can tell you shit. At your own party, you can have your own fun. Fuck it, just do it. Fuck what everyone else has to say about it. To which Jessica replies, that's such an easy out, though. I know I'm not going to enact real change in this community because some women feel they fit in just fine, but I wonder if they fit in because they are just playing the hands dealt if they are resigned as well. And none of them are creators. First off, I just want to point out, I didn't cross any fucking boundaries with Jessica, so I don't know what she's referring to here. I wouldn't say I was respectful, but I treated Jessica the way I would treat anyone when I'm in an argument with them. I didn't call her a cunt. I didn't call her a bitch. I didn't call her a whore. I didn't call her a faggot. I didn't call her anything of that nature.
Matt Pitt is the Charles C.K. of
Would you like
of
to
the
though?
furry community.
No, I
Exploiting the
don't.
woman.
I know. I
don't-
just wanted to get that out of you to make it clear
Yeah.
that
I
it's
don't
not
like
that you
calling-
wanted to. It's not that you
Look.
didn't and wanted to. You just didn't full stop.
Look, when I was younger, yeah, women bad because they won't have sex with me. Yeah, sure, whatever. When I was younger, but like fucking,
I mean,
and I'm in my 30s now, right? So it's like, yeah, I don't really care to fucking shit on women all day long because I'm mad at them but it is funny to do so. It is funny to make jokes about women. It's funny to go say make me a sandwich and stuff because it's not real. It's not serious. And this boundary thing it seems
It's like you see the reason that those jokes are funny, right? My PC is about to start up, but let me just jump in. The reason that those jokes are funny is if I went to, it's because it isn't the reality, like you say. Like if I went to a Muslim country, right, where the women are treated like absolute shit, and I make a joke about hitting a woman, I'm a piece of shit for doing that, right? Because I'm perpetuating what already exists. I'm making light of it.
Yeah.
But in the commentary community, when you say to a woman, "Bitch, go make a sandwich" or something like that, it's funny because that's not the reality that these people live in.
Yeah.
They live in Western countries where they are like equally as valued as men in most situations, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
And the other thing that I wanted to say is it's like Jesska and them are all like, oh, boo-hoo, getting like dismissed because you're a woman. Okay, it's a joke. It's the easiest joke that you can make when a woman is around. It's like if you know somebody's a Jew, you make a joke about them being a Jew or an Arab. You can
Or
excuse their, yeah, you can just use it
disabled.
as a quick out.
Yeah.
Missing
Wait.
a leg,
Australian.
missing an eye.
South African.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being South African.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
African.
And a sociopath.
No,
You know
no,
how
you're
many-
South African.
No, do you know how many times I get into conversations with people, right? And as soon as I start making decent points, they say, "Oh, well, who the fuck cares? You're an African." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, Tommy
it is what
introduces
it
you
is.
as the residential South African racist, Beavers,
Yeah,
because of apartheid. So I mean, like, you know,
exactly.
but
We've all got our poles to bear.
I disagree with the sentiment that like women have. I don't know what you want. You want women to be treated fairly. Okay, treating a woman fairly would be to argue with her. It would be to, have points against her and talk to her in a very decisive manner. Treating a woman unfairly would me being, okay, look, let's all calm down. I understand. Can we just let's reach a medium here, and I'll just back away slowly and not deal with it. It's not like that's not what I would do to Smaggle. That's not what I would do to Tommy or Doc on the radio or anyone. It's all you have a decisive point. You say that point. I had a decisive point against Jesska. I said my point. Circumstances happened and she cried. Okay, fair. Like, shit happens. But the fact of the matter remains, it's not a fucking feminist thing. It's not. There's like, I get that there's women in this community that are getting weird DMs from people from like
me.
douchebags. Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
there you go.
No, well,
Yes. Yes.
Can you fucking turn on your goddamn monitor?
It's turning on now.
Well, fucking stop talking
Fuck.
until you turn it on.
All right, bye.
It's like a 10-minute turn on. Jesus
Christ. But but there are people that are like unironically like asking for tits pics and shit and being weird in your DMs. I get it. I get dudes don't really have to deal with it that much. But the fact remains, I don't think women are being treated unfairly in this community. And I do want to make one more point. I don't think this is a community. I do not think this is a community. This is a genre we watch on YouTube where some people get so interested in this genre that they want to be a part of it. So they call in and they talk. But it's not a community where we all hold hands and we all got to take care of each other and watch out for each other and have like a fucking kumbaya. No, there are no rules like that. There are no like, let's treat women fairly. We got to treat them we got to treat them super fair. We got to be very nice to them, guys, because they're in our community and we have to provide a space for them to be nice. No, all I'm trying to say is, right, if you have issues and you're a woman, why not broadcast those issues on a bigger platform? You have a YouTube channel. Jesska has a YouTube channel. She could do a podcast. It doesn't have to be an all women podcast. It doesn't have to be the fucking Spice Girls. I was just making a fucking example. But you could have like guys on. You can do Abby Blackbird's fucking doing it.
Yeah.
She's got her own podcast. I don't know.
Jessica,
I'm back.
There we
Oh,
go.
thank God. Now talk, Beavers.
Okay, I wanted to add on to your point, right? So the community is only really a community when big shit happens, right? And people decide that it is the in their benefit to band together to do something. But apart from that, it's individual YouTube channel communities. You got Augie community, Nick community, and they all kind of overlap with each other. But it's not like we all live together and we all have to be happy with each other and have rules and shit. And the other thing that I wanted to say to the woman that I'll echo Banana Grabber's sentiment on this. Some people can't hang. And if you can't hang and you're a woman, I hate to break it to you, but there is a community for you to go to. It's called the tea community.
I mean, that community is dying, but yeah.
But it is their community. It's how it formed.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of bitchy, catty women. They just bully each other all day. Like,
so I wanted to read just one more tweet. She's left. She's not been around a while because she's been busy. But I don't know if anyone remembers Mayhem, Lieutenant Mayhem.
I love her.
Commentator who was very vocal about 8 months ago. She came on stage and stuff. She got really busy, and haven't really heard from her since. But she put out a tweet to this, and she said, "As the OG woman in commentary, let me just tell you this. People on the internet want a reaction from you. It's entertainment. It's funny. If internet drama is genuinely hurting your feelings, don't give them a reaction. Log off in the Discord call. You know people make fun of others for spurging out. If you don't want people to make fun of you for spurging out, do so offline. I get that we as women are treated differently for showing emotions or whatever, but your reaction is completely within your power. You are in control. This goes for literally anyone, by the way. It just seems like common sense to me. If you don't want to be bullied or for something, don't put it on the internet. Go hug your dog or something. I don't know."
True.
also, I wanted to add this, right? You know, in Jessica Pizzle's post, she mentioned that people call Xylee the alpha female, right? She may be the alpha female. I don't think there's a man in this community that would call her the alpha female without wanting to make a joke about it, right? Like, degrading wise. You know what I mean? Nobody's going
What kind
around
of joke,
saying
Beavers?
that.
What have you got?
Well, no, like just to
out with it.
mock her,
Come on.
and say that she's the alpha female.
Yeah, but you said that we could all make a joke about it. That everyone would have a joke lined up. What's yours? Come on.
That she's an alpha male. I mean, alpha female, alpha male.
That's it.
Well, that in itself is funny. That's a very cringy term to use.
Wow.
Look, nobody in commentary, when it comes to your opinions, right? This is the other thing, right? When it comes to your opinions, nobody cares what the fuck is between your legs, right? Nobody gives two shits.
Except
It
for
can be
guys,
used to make
'cause
fun
they
of
go
you.
fucking bananas when they find out that there's a woman online.
Well, they might want to fuck them, but not for their
Yeah.
opinion, right?
Oh yeah.
For
No.
other
When it comes to
things.
opinions, then yeah, no.
It doesn't matter. And then the other thing that I hate when women say this, right? Like, and I'm sure everyone that's listening now is going to be like, yeah, you don't understand it. I don't. I do not understand what you women mean when you say, we need a different perspective. We need a woman's perspective, right? The fuck is your perspective? If you apply logic to a situation, like common sense to a situation, it doesn't matter if you have a vagina. I don't care what your emotional thought is behind this issue. I care about what the issue is and what happened. So I just don't understand that when they're like, you know, we need female voices and their opinions and their perspective. Bitch, no, we don't. Like, you should have the same opinion as every other human being if you apply logic and you follow standards.
Well, a different perspective.
It just makes no sense.
A different perspective doesn't always necessarily mean that the different one is better. Say, for instance, you're on the toilet taking a shit, you've got the perspective that you usually have where you're sitting. But if you were to go under the bowl, that's a different perspective, but you're going to get covered in shit. You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck?
It's a different perspective, but that doesn't mean it's better. Like, I just would rather keep the perspective that I have when I'm taking a shit. Don't change it. It's worked for 34 years. I'm not changing my perspective on that.
What is going on?
Mitch is dying on the men's perspectives are better. I didn't make that point, by the way. I just said that we all have equal perspectives.
Hey, you guys
Right, he can
asked me
die
to
on
come
that
on
hill.
here. You're reaping what you sow.
But no, it makes no sense to me. And specifically, now that I'm here, I've said it on a few streams already. I just want to make it known. that Jessica Pizzle is a manipulative little bitch. It went from being about the money to being about the principle to being about her wanting a pound of flesh to it now being about boo-hoo, I'm a woman and I got treated differently. Go fuck yourself, Jessica. I hope you jump.
Well, I was gonna say fair point until that last part, but
All right, I gotta
don't
fucking.
jump.
Jessica's just constantly DMing me right now. I gotta.
tell her to
No
hop
jumping.
in here.
No, I'm not even. No, I don't even want to fucking. I don't want to talk to her. Like, I like she's like, I. Aside from what Bieber said aggressively, I do think she's piggybacking off of stuff that is not her. Like, it's like Bieber's is right. She wanted money. She wanted the money. She wanted it was the principle, the pound of flesh, and now it's a female thing. Like,
Yeah.
It just feels like she's just trying to manipulate the situation. She looked bad, and now she's trying to twist it. And she's trying
I told you, she's like a fucking rat in a burning building, trying to find any way out. Well, I'm sorry, Jessica, the building is coming down. There's no getting out of this one. You can come out and do what
You will not see September 12th.
No,
Oh
but
my
you can
God.
come out and you can do what a, in quotation marks, man would be expected to do in the commentary community and own what you did. I don't dislike you, Jessica. I don't dislike you or your personality. I think you're actually pretty funny. And like Matt has said, you can be fun to have conversations with and shit like that. But I'm not going to let this slide. It's scummy. It's scummy as fuck. And then, to top that all off, you couldn't have just switched to your whole feminism route or whatever you're doing now immediately. You had to try and fucking drag my name through the dirt. Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
You barely interrupted her from what I listened to on our podcast. It was,
I interrupted Salvo.
Yeah.
I was interrupting Salvo when he was trying to make points. Because I knew going into it, and I said this on other streams again, I knew going into it that the PayPal issue, the whole issue about the payment and shit is not going to get resolved. Right? Because it could have been Salvo, it could not have been Salvo. There are so many variables and things that could have happened, right? Could have's. We needed to get to the problem that Jessica was having with Mr. Salvo Pancakes. The actual emotional, like, interpersonal issue that they were having, right?
right. Yeah.
Nobody cares about what happened with the PayPal. We can't know. If you want to know so bad, email fucking PayPal and ask them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing with the situation was just the way it was twisted, and I don't like being the catalyst for this. I really don't, because I don't agree with this. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't saying anything horrible. You know what I mean? So for it to just turn into this man versus woman thing, and men don't like, I don't know. Like, to me, it's all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit, because I'm literally a guy missing a leg. I literally have it way fucking worse than you. I have it way worse than you. I literally do. I have it way worse than you. Like, don't you understand? Like, you don't understand. I literally have it way worse than you. And there's nothing you can do to convince me that you somehow have it worse than me in this community.
You have a penis, so you like your appendages are like evened out.
Or even toxic, right? Toxic's missing a fucking eye. Anywhere that Toxic goes, people make jokes about his missing eye.
Fucking
You know what
everyone, every dude in this community is fucking retarded. You got Smaggle who can barely talk. You know, Bo Black's plays Sonic so much it's fried his fucking brain. Augie's fucking, like, I don't know what Augie's doing, but he looks like he perpetually plays for the Bad News Bears. Like, he looks like...
Sorry, Matt. No, sorry, Matt, I interrupted you. Go on.
What?
But is Piplup really missing an eye?
Yes.
Sorry, that's news to me.
No,
I had no idea.
That's
Holy
bullshit.
shit.
That's such bullshit.
Holy shit.
You knew that.
I'm sorry, Piplup.
You knew that.
You knew that.
No, I didn't. I thought the Toxic Piplup picture with the eye
Mitch,
patch,
I gave
thought
you
that
the
was just
shtick.
cool.
I said Toxic's missing an eye. I'm missing.
Yeah,
a
you
leg.
said it then. That's what I learned.
Oh, okay.
I literally just found out then. Like, I'm saying, like, what? Really?
Yes.
I don't know. I've even posted a picture of his eye on Twitter. By the way, go follow my Twitter.
Don't follow his Twitter. His Twitter is nothing but nonsense.
I still haven't followed you back, by the way.
I feel like this is like her trying to gain the high ground or something. Like,
yes,
this is her trying to get the advantage in the situation. She's been very vocal about how she will clout climb, that she will social climb, that she will do whatever it takes to get involved in something or get notoriety. And I feel like she's trying to piggyback off of Xylee and try to twist this into a female thing when it's not.
Is it working though? Like overall, like outside of just women, like is there anyone? Is there any guy who's came out and be like, "Oh, she's actually right"?
They will be. That's the thing. But there will be people that do side with her on this.
What's their motivation?
I got DMs from a couple women that were like, Jessica might be right, and then I was like, well, do you know what's going on? And they're like, no, I have no idea. I just read Jessica's tweets. I was like,
that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
By the way, you point out a perfectly a good example of what she's doing, right? She realized that she couldn't. So when she came into that, this is what I think happened, right? When she came onto our podcast, she came onto the podcast and she wanted to fight Salvo. When we were in that podcast, we pointed out the flaws in her logic, right?
Yeah.
And she realized, oh my God, I've taken this too far. Fuck, what do I do? So she freaked out, right? Then she went on the fucking Xylee show or whatever, crying, and she was like, no, it's Beavers, right? It's Beavers. He's the asshole that was interrupting me, and it was a dog pile. It was Matt Pitt. And then, obviously, we came on, we defended ourselves and everything, and everybody said, well, it's not really them. And then she went off, and she's now gone with woman. It's a woman problem. And the reason that she's doing that is she's taking an issue that many women might have, right, in their IRL lives. And maybe they feel like this is the way that they're being treated. And she's trying to apply it to her situation in order to rally them behind something. Because it's easier to attack the group than it is to attack the individual.
Yeah.
It's easier to paint everybody as a piece of shit and use generalized statements than it is to come after an individual. She tried that. She couldn't. And now she's trying to do it this way.
To answer your question about the men thing, by the way, Rev fucking defends Jessica.
Fuck Rev. Fuck
Rev. I was going to bring up Rev. Rev is a fucking idiot.
Rev. Like, dude, fuck that dude.
Like, dude, okay. Rev. Matt didn't want to, like, this wasn't pre-planned or anything. But Matt Pitt is the most charitable individual on this podcast, right? Or in commentary in general. His whole thing is about sorting issues out and stuff like that. And then you go on there and you're like, all Matt cares about is content, and he will manipulate you into getting his content. You know how often Matt goes into private voice calls with people to try and resolve things before it's out in the public eye?
Yeah.
He does that all the time.
Not anymore.
He cuts us constantly.
But
he used to.
You used to.
Yeah.
You used to all the time.
Public.
Absolutely,
This
yeah.
is public. You did that whole tipster thing for like hours, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
made those bridges.
Yeah, I did. I like to see, like, if I see something where it's like, okay, these two sides could figure stuff out privately, I do that. I'm like, look, you guys just need to talk privately. If you don't want to talk publicly, fine. This podcast started out with me, Toxic, and Beavers just like bullshitting about fucking tape cleaners and fucking South Africa. And then we started doing episodes on the Discord because there was a lot of drama. Then we started doing episodes on the Tipster Detraction, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. Look, but still, the thought remains, like, we're doing this for fun. We're not doing this for money. We're not doing this for content, We're covering what's happening in the community, and if there's issues, we have a public platform to provide it for the smaller community, quote unquote, Spurgs. So, that's what we do. And we're not trying to make anyone here look bad. There was no goal. Toxic, Core, Beavers, Mitch, was there any conversation where I was like, we're going to bring Jessica in, and I want Beavers, I want you to fucking get on top of her and fucking just let loose. Like, let loose on her. Like, fucking make sure she knows who you are.
Can't breathe, and she just like starts screaming, and then Beaver's just like,
we were getting so far.
No,
starts choking her. Just starts choking her.
Okay.
Beavers might have had that conversation in his head about the choking, but other than that,
All right, artists, we needed to get on it.
there we go.
No.
Now
Beavers, go
recording.
Google Michael Hutchett's 1997 incident. Okay, just be careful,
Now
buddy.
recording. Now recording. Gang bang. Ex Jesska Pizzle.
No, but seriously,
Behind
was
us.
there any direction of, all right, guys, Beavers, you have
No,
all
I literally-
avenues to go after Jessica?
I literally had to. I think I asked you maybe an hour before we did the podcast what we were doing the podcast on. There was no discussion.
Yeah. I got excited because Beavers had a take against Jessica and Toxic had a take against Salvo. So I'm like, holy fuck, all the co-hosts are interested in this subject. That's like the first time in a long time that everyone's interested in this. And then it just turned, and then I DM'd Jessica after she left and everything. When she finally DM'd me, I said like, look, well, like, you know, the idea was like Beavers has some points against you, Toxic has some points against Salvo, and we're going to like figure stuff out. And she took that as like me trying to pile onto her. And she's like, why didn't Toxic defend me?
It wasn't time yet. I didn't even know about the PayPal stuff, all right? My stuff was mainly about like payouts in general.
Dude, the PayPal stuff is such a moot point. It's irrelevant. The transparency is the major point that we needed to get to. And it's literally the point Jessica had on Salvo. And that most of us were just waiting for that. Beavers is just a retard who just hears an argument and he's like, hey, I can win this argument. Let's go. Like, that's just Beavers.
Leroy Jenkins.
That's literally what I do. I'm like, I can dunk on this person. This seems winnable. Let's go.
But there's no structure to this podcast. There's no organization. Like, we're literally right here, right now, doing this on a whim because we couldn't figure out whether to do it on a stream or record it. So we just like,
you caught me in the middle of making fucking breakfast, and I get these messages, get on Discord, like fucking GameStar 2016. I was like eating breakfast at the beginning of this recording.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it's just a whim because we need a recording because fucking. Can I just say who we had on?
We had the two Troons.
Yeah, the Trojan War. All right.
Yeah, we had White Glove and Polis on, and they were for all like. It literally seemed like they were best friends. It was really weird.
No, but it's even
right?
weirder, right? They are so horrible to each other, but so nice at the same time.
Yeah, it was so aggressive.
Polis would be like, "Yeah, you're fat, but you know."
And she's like, "Yeah, that's cool," but
White Glove would be like, "Yeah, you're right. I don't brush my teeth either." And Polis like, "Ew, gross!" Like that's the whole fucking conversation.
I'm just gonna drop it one day in like a year. What?
Yeah, do it on April 1st.
So it was literally our worst podcast.
Yeah,
so can we finally all agree Jessica Pizzle is shit?
Look,
I was always right.
Well, Corey,
I was always right. Can we say that?
Corey, you're on your little victory lap, huh?
Yeah. I'm honestly, you all see the shit person that Jessica Pizzle is. And I'm so proud of all of you.
I'm going to disagree just because when everyone on a podcast agrees, it's boring. I'm going to disagree.
Corey, you're wrong.
I mean, I've always known she can be a bit manipulative and she'll spin stuff, but I've always like that's her charm, right? You deal with that shit because she is funny and she can take jokes and she can be a part of the situation. But I hate this issue, right? All right, so girls join. I hate using
girls.
I hate women, bro. I hate women, bro. It's 2024. Let's go. No, so I hate how females they think they need to pretend to be one of the guys or something.
They don't like that word anymore, Matt.
They want to pretend to be one of the guys, so they're like, no, I can take jokes, and then and I can give jokes too, and I'm based, and I'm red pilled, and I'm like blah 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 blah, and then like they become the butt of the joke once, and it just turns into a fucking that's because I was trying to be a part of with the boys, and now I understand that women don't get any help in this community, and it's unfair. I disagree with all of that, and I think it's a travesty that we have to even talk about this. Like,
they are
women. For a second. Is it that all women are like that, which I don't think it is?
No.
Or is it that type of woman that like does get offended at being the butt of the joke is the type of one that gets more attracted, like gets more drawn towards wanting to be one of the guys?
Maybe that's the second option, but like I can tell you right now that Eva, we got a couple girls in the audience right now because we're doing this on stage. I've never had issues with Eva, never had issues with Avi, Aussie, never had issues with Marlikins, and I've had a couple issues with Grace. But...
he's starting to get down the list, and he's just like,
Paradox there. She's listening for 6 years and never had an issue.
Yeah,
but it is true, right? Like there are certain women here that it's like I know that they are more sensitive, right? but they make that known. So and they make the way that they want to interact with the internet known. So then I know that they don't like being the butt of the joke, but also they don't typically want to make other people the butt of the joke. Do you know what I mean? They live by they act the way that they would want to be treated. Right?
Okay.
And I think that's the problem with somebody like Jesska is.
So here's the thing. I think she's starting to change her narrative a little now. Now it's not just women. All right. So now it's just in general. Now it's not a women thing. Hold on. I've just been sent these tweets. Jesska tweets out, because people are still not getting it, I'm going to make it as obvious as possible. If jokes about Tipster's wife and Xylee's sex life don't equal to disrespect, can anyone tell me why saying Tommy's son is a Nazi was so bad?
Oh, boy.
Release the rumors about Salvo's wife as fact. Is it just jokes to call Tommy C's son a Nazi? Is it trolling if I was Salvo's wife? If I said Salvo's wife had a situation with one of the Pauls shortly after Salvo moved into the Team 10 house, and that's when he moved out. Can I joke about Matt's mom? Okay. All right.
All right. Can we honestly?
I was with her right up until that point. Right up until
I'm not
I was going to
with her.
say, I think it's funny.
I'm not with her at all, right? Like, because the thing is, and I've said this before, things can be funny but also awful at the same time. Right?
Oh yeah.
There's one more tweet. Jesska says, of course not, because it's not right. But God forbid someone says, don't joke about my sexual life or don't joke about my wife. I could go full Salvo and start doing all of that, and I could have just about everyone kicking me and disavowing seriously. Tell me I'm wrong. Here's the thing. Just one thing. This has nothing to do with Jesska whatsoever. Jesska had a totally different situation than Xylee. No one was joking about Jessica's personal life or anything. So I don't know why she's piggybacking off of Xylee. Second off, joke about...
She saw that the feminism thing wasn't working. She decided to jump ship again.
joke about Salvo's wife all you want. I don't give a fuck. Like that. Like Salvo literally put his wife on a t-shirt. He doesn't care. He's using it. He's using it. He's doing it. He's twisting it against you. He's having fun with it. He doesn't care. Tommy C's son,
good luck.
That situation.
Good luck.
That situation. Hold on. That situation that created content. Tommy C went on a massive rant and told Lieutenant Cobra to get hit by a Mack truck. If you have issues with someone saying something personal about your family, fucking tell them to go kill themselves. I don't care. Go do a stream and fucking yell at them. I have no issue with what Xylee did on stream. My issue was Xylee should have never said this is the last time I ever talk about Salvo, because she's putting herself in a box and she's putting a line in the sand, and Salvo's going to figure out how to cross it. And that's all I simply said. But
also it's like, if you make it, so I'll use one of the examples there that is a hot button issue, right? Is like making fun of Tipster's wife, right? Now, if you make fun of Tipster's wife, is that a kind thing to do? No, it is not. And nobody's going to defend you, or they shouldn't, rather, making fun of Tipster's wife. However, is it funny? Yes. Yes, it is. And if Tipster has a problem with Salvo making fun of his wife, either do a stream and fight Salvo about it, or block Salvo.
How'd that go last?
But I'm just saying, those are your options, right?
It's not the same, but we had
but it's between the individuals. It's not
I just want to add a different point here. When it came to my mom, now no one has made a joke about it yet, but
one person kind of did, but I don't think they intended
that
to
wasn't
make a joke.
A person in our community wrote a letter and said stuff like, well, I know Matt's mom died, but he should do customer service. Like, I didn't get mad. I wasn't angry at that. I didn't spurg about that. I was like, okay, well, we can talk about that. Look, make fun of my mom. All right, whatever. I'll call you a faggot. Like that's literally all there is to it. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, if Salvo went on stream and did what he did to AC and he said, like, okay, like, what do you want me to do? You want me to fucking cry? Okay, I'll go turn off my computer and I'll go cry off camera because I miss my mom. But what else do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do? You want me to get mad?
She's in the trees. She's
in
the trees.
She's in the trees. She's in the trees. I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna go to the trees and be like, "Hey, mom, How's it going? I'm listening for you right now. How's heaven going, Mom? You know, like, what do you want me to do? Like, Jessica, what this is why this goes back to Jessica. You're fun to talk to, and you're fun to have conversations with. But when you get into this thing where it's like, I have this point, but I can use this point against you now, and it makes no sense at all, 0 sense, because now you're fucking going. Now you're just drowning, because now you're bringing up Xylee, you're bringing up this is all because
the building's coming down, Matt. The building's coming down.
Timber. Wait, I got 8 minutes, guys. So if you guys got any final points,
just take your L and move on. Like, it'll be over in like a week.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do the thing that would be expected. You know, you want to talk about how men and women are treated. Do the thing that would be expected of any man if you wanted to move on from the situation. Come forward and own that you were a spurg. Yeah. I did that. I spurged out at Tommy C. Right?
True.
I even left this Discord. I made a big deal about it. And guess what I did? I went onto a public stage with Tommy C. and I apologized to him and said that I was in the wrong and that I shouldn't have done it.
Is there a recording of that somewhere I can go?
Yes, there is. Yes. Toxic acid.
I've run out of material to masturbate to, and Beaver's crying just is perfect.
Well, I don't have the apology. I
did not cry.
I've already gone through all of the videos on the internet of women crying.
But I'm just saying, be a man and go apologize.
Oh, why does she have to be a man?
Yeah, she can't be a woman. What's wrong with you?
Come on. This is what Jessica wants, right? She wants me to DM her and be like, no, I'm serious. I'm being serious here. This is what she wants. She wants me to DM her and be like, why'd you bring up my mom? What the fuck's wrong with you? She can use that against me. That's what she wants me to do. Yeah. That's what she wants. You can be like, why the fuck are you talking about my mom? Like, I don't care. I don't care. My mom's dead. Like, I can't bring her back. I don't care. I don't care what you say. I'll call you a faggot and be like, you're gay for doing that. But like, I never had issues with Tipster being like, yo, Salvo, you're a bitch for talking about my wife. Never had issues with Xylee being like, Salvo's fucking weird for saying I squirt. Like, I never had issues with that. Speak what is on your mind. If you got issues with somebody, say it. Which is why I go back to my original point. You should go on a podcast, start a podcast, and talk about it. Provide a public platform that you can get out all your viewpoints on. So it's not just in a shitty tweet that can be misconceived or misperceived and twisted out of context, you know? And I did want to... Go ahead, Mitch.
Sorry, Matt.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to give her a free title idea. It's called A Shoulder to Cry On. Where all her guests come on and then they cry to Jessica about their issues, and Jessica's like, oh, here's my shoulder.
Yeah.
That's also the thing. Like, Matt made this point, right? Like, if the reason you should start a podcast is if you believe that the woman's perspective is so unique, right? Then you believe that people should see that perspective. So start your own damn podcast.
Isn't that
what do you expect everybody to do? Do you expect every show on the internet to have a token woman sitting by that we all go, all right, Kirby, what's your opinion?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you want us to do?
Bro, isn't it a typical woman thing where it's like, we don't get enough respect in this community. Well, start a podcast and talk about it. What do you mean? Oh, you're telling me to start a podcast? Huh? How dare you? That's such a man thing to say. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, that's literally every argument I've ever had with a woman. Yeah. Tommy said it.
I can recycle a metaphor I used earlier. I think men and women all have the same perspective, and I can prove it scientifically, and that is we all have the same perspective when we take a shit. We are all looking in the same direction. We're all pooing out of the same organ. We're all the same in many ways, and people tend to forget that.
Tommy, I'm going to butcher this quote, but he said something of the nature, men always have trouble arguing with women because men are trying to be right. Women are just like, whatever they say is whatever they say. Men are trying to like find the answer. Women are just like emotional, like, or something, I can't remember the quote. Tommy says it really good, but yeah, anyone else got any ending thoughts before we dip out of here?
Make a podcast.
I would like Jessica. I'd like Jessica Pizzle to visit Matt's mom.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Although I don't think she'd go to the same place, to be honest.
You mean you mean at where she is, right? Like you don't mean that in the way that.
Hey, I wanted to speak about this on stream, and I was gonna have a picture of Jessica Pizzle hanging from a Christmas tree.
I think you should
Oh
do that.
dear God, you're banned from live streams.
I would not post it. I would not post it.
Oh, and then there was the other one that I had an idea. Matt
disavow.
didn't catch on to this, by the way. Matt was like, "Why can't you just have her on top of the Christmas tree? Why does she have to be hanging from it?" And then I was like, "Can the tip of the Christmas tree be coming through her head?" And Matt was just like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Yeah, she's on top of the Christmas tree." And Matt approved it, so
All right,
I think me and Matt think the same way.
If we get Beavers to 200 followers on Twitter before the end of Christmas, that picture will be tweeted.
Yes.
Go follow him on Twitter.
All right, so
all I'm gonna say is I was right. You were all wrong. Go fuck yourself. Jessica Pizzle is a psycho.
Shut up, Core. Shut up.
this is going to be. I'm really tired of starting so much drama on this fucking podcast.
I love it.
I'm
That's
really
funny.
tired.
Isn't it like this all the time?
No, Mitch, it was not like this.
Yes.
Once upon a time, we just did our podcast on our own little island. No one cared about them, and they didn't start any drama.
We used to get excited when, oh my God, did you hear that they mentioned us on X podcast? Wow. Now it's just like, oh God, they mentioned us on X podcast.
Why don't you stop talking about us, please?
Matt, can we go back to talking about VHSs and stuff? Can
we talk about Stardust and like how, I don't know, she's Indian or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
That dirty
she's
brown
British.
bitch.
She's a dirty scammer.
Oh
All
yeah,
right, guys,
one last point. Jessica always went after the women as well. She went after Steffi hard. She went after Asher's hard. She went after Stardust hard. She was a fucking sniper. Don't let that fool you. Don't let this feminism fucking bullshit fool you. She was a fucking.
He was tearing down women in the community for a long time.
She said stuff way worse.
She was a normal woman,
except for Beavers.
And by the way, not just like women. These are mentally ill women at their own admission. Like they have serious problems. And fucking Jessica would just go after them relentlessly.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for listening. Mitch, I'm glad you made it, and I'm glad your first taste of this podcast was so dramatic.
Yeah.
No, we're not taking audience waiting. We're not taking callers because I gotta go. Next time we will. Tune into our live streams where we will take callers.
Yes. Shout out to King Brick Shit and Slum. Premium Tards.
Premium Tards. Shout out to Niall for his many gifted memberships.
When are we going to stop shouting out Niall?
When all the
when they expire.
Yeah.
A couple days. That's it.
We got like a week left.
But yeah, with that said, thank you so much, and I hope
Believe all
you guys
women.
have a great day.
That dirty brown bitch, shut the fuck up.